morning from St. Kitts.
Dance with them! Dance with them! Chloe's already got a St. Kitts hat going on. That's so cute.
Yeah.
We're getting a nice tour by partnering with the tourism board here of St. Kitts.
Yeah, we're gonna showcase all the best things to come and see. We're gonna talk about some of the history, tell you all about St. Kitts. Alright, so technically it's St. Kitts and Nevis. There's two separate islands, but we are visiting St. Kitts today. You can take a ferry if you wanted to over here. They're both paradise, they say. Two islands, one paradise. But what we're gonna see is this island. This is what it looks like. So we get off at Port Saint. We're gonna do a whole bunch of different little stops.
So this tour started in the beautiful, vibrant capital city called Basseterre.
Alright, so our driver, Winston, he's super friendly. Everyone knows him basically because he's actually played track and field, baseball, soccer for like the country. He's gone around the world, and he also was in the army, so he's traveled a lot.
He's worked in the US military, so he traveled all around the world with them as well for many years.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Everyone's like, oh hey, and then we were just driving and his son pulled out in front of him in the car. So it's like a really small town. It's like, oh, there's my son, oh, there's my friend.
The whole country
oh,
has 70,000 people, 20,000 people on Nevis and 50,000 here. How much was 10 gigabytes for, what's it called, Digital?
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I said it's better than Google 5. Google 5 costs $10 for 1 gig, 10 gigs for $2.
Oh man, you see what they are?
And then we made our way all around the island, stopping at some of the historical spots and some of the tourist destinations, which we're going to show you here. That is their medical school with that beautiful view. Imagine this whole development here is built by the Chinese. They're doing hotels, shops, everything. Then we drove by their veterinarian school, which is rated one of the top 5 in the world. It's got all their animals back in there. They need to practice, obviously, what they're learning. It's about 2,000 students that go to that school. Wow, look at their campus, eh?
Yeah, the big campus.
Now we are driving through the town of West Farm.
So those are all government homes for the
Well,
low-income families. It's your own home.
You own it after a certain time.
But it's all
After
ocean views. Like,
ocean
look at
views.
that. Isn't that amazing?
And this is Boyd's. We're in the village
And
of
it's
Boyd's.
approximately $1 per square foot.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, so here's some harsh history facts about the island here of St. Kitts and Nevis. Is that in the 1600s, I believe it was 1626, the native people that were here, they were called the Kalingos. So the Kalingos were the indigenous people, and they were massacred by the English and the French, I believe, that were here at the time. And this river here is called Bloody River because for 4 days, blood was running from all the people that had died.
Okay, so we just came to stop and see these petroglyphs in the rock. Basically, this was a testimony of the native Indian people welcoming the Europeans in the year 1623. And it says here on the sign that the indigenous people were here already 2,500 BC.
The indigenous people that I was telling you about here are similar to, like, whether it's Canada or the United States. It was the indigenous Indians that were here that were called the Kalingos. This was their old rum factory where they used to make all the rum. This is a 400-year-old tree, and its name is a salmon tree. Here we go. So it's $3 US to come in. It's about 30 minutes to do a tour, and they're going to explain to us some of the fun, interesting facts here.
This tree has been here for over 400 years and actually came from Africa. Okay, something really interesting is when we got off the port, we saw people with monkeys and you could do photos with them. And the guy was telling us, our driver, that there were more monkeys on this island than people, but they were brought in as a pet for the people on the plantations, and they kind of multiplied and multiplied, which is crazy. I don't know the full name of them, but like if you look hard, you probably will see them in the rainforest. This here's their bell tower where they used to ring if it was time to work or if it was lunch break.
Oh yeah?
And then that's their big cactus tree there.
This old plantation estate houses the Caribel Batik Works, where you can watch colorful tie-dyed clothes being made.
This here's lipstick tree because in their pods, you'll see like little black ones up there, for example. There's like a coloring. You can even use it as spices, as flavoring, or lipstick, or like a blush almost.
Okay, I'm sure you guys have all heard of Thomas Jefferson. He was the 3rd president of the United States, in case you don't know. And his great-great-great-grandfather, this was his residence. Imagine that.
Up there on that hill is the Brimstone Hill Fortress, a World UNESCO Heritage Site. So the town we're driving through right now is called Sandy Point. It is the oldest town on the island and the 2nd biggest one, so it has like hospitals, schools, high school, primary school, like everything you need, and it's pretty long. So that volcano
This they're fixing up here. This is like
actually an island owned by the Netherlands.
Owned by the Netherlands? Yeah.
So that's a volcano over there.
So if you're feeling sporty, you can actually walk up that volcano.
Yeah, it is, man. Come
Maybe
on, a piece
3
of
to
cake.
4 hours. Piece of cake all the way up, and then 3 to 4 hours down.
Back down,
Liamiga,
yeah.
which means fertile. So if you hike up and you hike down, you will be very fertile in all the ways. St. Kitts actually has the Caribbean Sea on one side and the Atlantic Ocean on the other.
So St. Kitts only got their independence in 1983, so they're been a brand new country for 39 years now.
Driving around the island of St. Kitts is totally doable in one day, and Winston really showed us all the different details and took his time. Now this area that we stopped at here is called Black Rock. They have a lot of different stalls where you can buy souvenirs and support the locals, and some beautiful views. Angelique, what's their main industry here?
Tourism.
How do you know?
Well, for example, some places we go to, it's like you go to a tourist attraction and it's just a tourist attraction. Here you go to a tourist attraction, you either have to pay to get in, or it's like really pushed with like buying stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like, this is their main export.
But it used to be sugar, actually. Sugar used to be the main export until in 2005 they stopped it, and they used to have a railway going all across the country to get it back to the main town to, you know, do all the processing. And now you can actually take that train ride as a scenic tour if you wanted to.
How long's the train ride?
About a 3-hour tour. So if you want to do it, you can, but it will take a while.
The other thing I was going to say was one other thing they do, and they're starting to switch around to other countries that are maybe a little bit more affordable for their labor force, but they make kind of the materials for NASA and different things like that. Ooh, the girls are calling me over. Apparently it's going to be really cool.
So that volcano over there erupted just over 100 years ago, and this is all remnants from the lava when it met the water.
And there they do vaccine kind of testing on monkeys and all sorts of stuff for medical advancement, basically. They've got a lot of monkeys on the island, and they're kind of like a pest at the moment.
Okay, now we are entering Frigate Bay, which they call like the Beverly Hills because there's really nice homes all along the hills.
This is Timothy Hill, and what's so beautiful here is you get panoramic views where the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea meet. And over in the distance is Nevis. And when you're here off the ship, if you need a good driver, you just can call Winston and he'll hook you up and take you on the grand tour of the island.
That's right.
Back from our tour, and we're basically in the area where they have all the different shops and little bars, restaurants, entertainment back there, and we're just going to go tour the town quickly and share with you some fun facts that we learned about St. Kitts and Nevis. I call their capital city here Basseterre, but that's French, so I think they call it Basseterre.
And how it worked is like on one side, on the west or east, there's be like half French, half English, and they battled between each other. That's why some things are like Bellevue. It's like French English, French names, English names, and the English one.
You know, some countries, their passport aren't as good as others because you can't get into other countries. There's this one guy, you may have heard of him before, his name's Nas Bailey. He makes really cool videos on YouTube, And anyway, with his passport, he wasn't able to go to many countries. So he came here to St. Kitts because St. Kitts is one of the countries where you can buy yourself a passport. So it's either $150,000 or $175,000, and they will give you citizenship from this country. And then with their passport, you can literally go so many other places. So there's a really fun fact for you guys. They even have a CIBC bank here. If you didn't know that, that's a Canadian bank. So this in front of us is the National Museum, right before you go back onto the ship. So when you come off the ship, you don't actually get a stamp. So we're gonna check with their immigration office. Let's go see.
Hello.
Awesome. He's gonna stamp us up. It says St. Kitts and Nevis Welcome Souvenir. We are on our way up to deck number 5 to go to the helicopter pad. We're gonna go set sail from the helicopter pad. Here we go.
How are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Enjoy it, thank you.
Thank you. Here we go. It's hilarious, they've got both of them going now.
At the same time. So we didn't say this yet, but actually my sisters and I, this is our 108th country.
You guys ready to see what the girls look like? This is quite hilarious. We are improvising tonight for Halloween costumes.
We've never had Halloween on a cruise, I don't think. Yeah,
and we're not prepared.
No, so we're like,
What can we do?
What can we be? Rocks? Can we be 80s? Can we be gym?
Chloe
Can we
could be a gym
Hawaii?
80s lady.
Look at her.
Sideways ponytail bottoms.
These bottoms have to, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hike them up.
You can attach them with clips to your t-shirt.
That's perfect. The costumes are
So
coming along.
I've decided to be like an Italian empress or something. I don't know, something outlandish where I'm gonna be like hopping around with the blue
Middle
skirt,
Ages.
blue-
I don't think I have to justify
I am
myself
a
as to what I
military.
am.
I was like a military
Or like
person.
a bodyguard.
Just
got the earpiece.
Earpiece in.
Improvising Halloween on a cruise. But like I'm gonna be like folk dancing, and then Chloe's gonna be like, and then I'll just be like,
Are you guys going to the fancy restaurant like this?
Oh yeah.
You ready for dinner?
woo!
See, you're not the only ones dressed up. Hello.
Look what they decorated the menu for Halloween. Steak for dinner, yummy yummy. Take a picture. What actually got sailor and the shark.
So everyone's dressed up. They're having lots of fun. The girls are going to go up for some trick-or-treating. Julia's too old. You're too grown up. And we might go see a show.
So we just got these little prizes that they gave us, and now we're looking for our. Uh-oh. Now we're looking for our last clue on deck 11.
No, look. X Club, there must be another door.
Look. So we'll open these up. I think there's candy inside. We'll find out. Show me what you got in there. Should like.
I think we should go around because people are eating dinner in there.
Oh yeah.
It's candy. Oh, look at it.
Candy. Oh my. Okay. You'll have a say.
I don't know.
Number 5 was getting another little treat. I got one in this shape, but there was different ones to choose from.
We got lots of treats.
And we'll open them up. I think they're all just candy, but it's still fun, you know? Even though we've had a lot of sugar today, I think we'll leave it for another day. Ooh, bad candy. Dun dun dun.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had these in years. Lemon heads.
Lemon heads. Oh gosh, this is old. Oh my, look at this. Chewy Sour Patch.
American.
Oh, Starburst, Lemon Heads. Gobstoppers.
Oh my gosh.
And, oh my gosh, this is all bad for you. All bad for you.
But it's so good. We haven't had it in years.
Yeah.
Now we're watching a show.
Put all your stuff away and check out for the day. There's no time to waste when it's 100 degrees. Burns under my feet. Won't you have a drink with me? We head into town, see what it's about. Barely need a shirt though the sun has almost set. Make the most of it. I know we will dance and sing.
Thanks so much for watching our tour of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Please comment down below where you're watching from because we'd love to know, and
We'll see you next time.
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.